You've been working on an AI system to take text in English and put it into Scots. That is an interesting thing, and I'll tell you why I think that. I think that if a language is going to last and nae die out, it has to move with the times, and I see fit you're doing fit I care about it already, that this is part of that moving with the times.
Aye. So I suppose fit I'm doing with your news is creating a way for Scots speakers to be able to regularly read news articles in Scots.
Aye.
To be able to do that, I hate to produce a lot of content.
Aye.
Now, the problem that I hate, and that we are here in the Scots, is that there's nae siller for us. Nobody's helping us out. There's nothing.
No.
And I can see that for folk that speak Scots, we're screaming out for a regular source of articles in Braid Scots. And not just in Braid Scots, but in a Scots for folk fae the Central Belt, or Scots for folk fae up here in the North East, and a Scots for folk fae the Northern Isles and that. It's important that we are here Scots that we can read. And for me to be able to do that, I just didn't have the time to do all that translation myself. I can maybe do the proofreading, and that's what I'm just doing now. And well, actually, to start off with, I had to do all the translations myself, and that's fit why. It's fit Gartner to do this. So with your news, I'm bigging the data set to be able to train this hour setting AI. So hour setting being a mere Scots word for translation for any speakers and sort of viewers that didn't ken that word. But say to build this hour setting algorithm, and I need to have essentially a Rosetta Stone for Scots. I need thousands and thousands of words in English, and Braid Scots, Doric Scots, and Shetlandic and all. And I think it's important that we do it for all of them, and then give that to an AI and phrase it in the right way, put it in and then train it so that it can do that task for us. And that's what I'm doing. I'm making some progress with it. It's not perfect. And what I want to do is get sort of input for the whole Scots community to mark this. So anybody can put comments on the articles. If it's not right, let me know. And there's a lot of choices that we hate to mark, and I've taken a bit of editorial choice for your news. And the sort of hour setting that it'll just do an hour setting a bit like your news. And that's what I want to do for it. See, for my business purposes, we're producing news articles, that's what I want to do. I want to do something that sounds a bit like a science journal article, and that's ultimately what I want to do with it. I'm interested in finding out the best science news, or the best things that are going on in the world, and the only way to do that is to have something like a large language model, read hundreds of thousands of articles all at once across all the leads in the whole world, so I can find out fit somebody for China's researching and fit somebody for Botswana's researching, and all that sort of thing. It's important to get all that information and for us to be able to distill that down, and that'll be a service that would be important for the whole world, not just for Scots. And that's something that's happening already, and that's just something that your news will be part of. So the articles that we'll hail in there will not just be just press releases, but at the moment they're just simply scriving an article for a press release, and there's many of those out there in Scotland. So we've got money at Reed University that does cutting edge research that's good to scrive about, and fit why you scrive about it in Scots.
No reason at all. But what you just told me about sounds like a guy long and not long, but braid job of work. No, is there something we near the same Scots that you think you could do in the shorter term that would be worth doing and worthy of Scots speakers joining in with?
Well, absolutely, and this is we're helping get just getting more. Well, we'll be reading the news articles out. So what I'm actually sick in is newsreaders. So that'll be the new stage for our news. So the new is just a news channel with the articles. But seeing the news, I want to hear newsreaders. I'll start off with doing it myself. I'm going to hear reading out some of the articles, and that'll be something that'll be happening soon. But I'll be getting other folk to do it, because I want folk to read it out for the Central Belt. I want folk to read it out for either Orkney or Shetland, and I want to help them mark the Scots that they want to read out. And actually, with the AI and add the scripts that I can to screeve my articles.
Mm.
You can screeve an article about anything you want. It'll do all the research for you. It's a I've set up I went again into asking about it, but there's a whole load of Python scripts I hint at that's written in LangChain and LangGraph that you can use to be able to do all these things, and it can be an awful useful tool for a lot of people. And so if I want to do and just help the Scots community, and update wants to spec Scots and get out there and be a new news reader, or if you've just got a thing you want to regularly update folk about, because you get all sorts of videos on YouTube about about anything and nothing.
Real about anything and nothing. I think you will get folk that are willing to help you read and took a piece in North East Scots and read it out, says you can hear the sound as well as the sec to it. And of course that's something I've been trying to do with the pieces I've been doing for the Doric Corner, in that elk time I write a piece for the Doric Corner, I make a video to gang with it, says that you can hear the language as well as see it written down. Now if you hear the kind of pieces in Scots that you are thinking about and you need folk to read it out, you've got yourself, I could help you out here and there, but I think you would need a good team of readers that you could bring in here and there, says that you wouldn't be putting another load on one or two or three buddies, and of course the more voices you get, you could say, well, that's a better thing in itself.
Aye, absolutely.
Right. I've been wondering, this is a long and it's a braid job of work. I mean, how long did you see it tucking? How far into it do you think you are now?
It's probably a couple of years worth of work to get far I want to go. But with AI, things can move awful quick. So I want to get newsreaders in the next few months. So that'll be. Get newsreaders. It needs to happen soon.
But of course, you're here to do this alongside and together with your day job. Now, if things were fair and they're not fair, but this would be a project paid for by the Scottish Government.
Aye, that's what you'd expect, because we hear BBC News in Welsh and Gaelic, but Nathan in Scots. But I'm doing all this absolutely in my spare time. I'm with my own cellar, because that training AI doesn't come cheap.
No, I bet
you rent out supercomputers and everything. It's no easy for you to be able to do that. But I'm doing this because I really want Scots to be something that folk use in the workplace. I think that's really important. I want Scots to eventually be a technical language. Find a journal publication or a journal about something in Scots. There's probably no point in doing that actually, because but in terms of news articles about say fits going on in oil rigs. So say like the newest technology or fits going on with the newest sort of geothermal cooler or the newest advances with anything. I'd want that to be in Scots and fit with me.
Time was, if you get into any workplace in Aberdeen, and I would think until the Second World War, maybe even after that, the language of the working folk in there would be Scots, North East Scots. But of course, a lot of workplaces is closed, and even the ones that are still gone have folk coming in about all over the place. I think if you wanted to get a workplace for Scots is still normal, you would hate to go to the like a Peterhead or the Broch.
And this is fits keeping the lead alive. You need for to keep a lead alive, folk need to spick it ilka day. Just to spick it, for it need to be honest and contrived, for it just to be the way you spick. And that's what we hear in the North East. And that's just but we need to had chapping with that. And potentially for some other parts of Scotland, for Scots' fanny use, if you could just let folks spick it at work, Ken, you might have a chiel there that's kind of braid Scots spicker that would be like, yes, I can just spick Scots now. And Ken, other folk there might just start spicking a bit of Scots to them,
Well,
and Ken, it's like, and then it might just Ken spread out a bit, and other folk can just, can learn by themselves how to spick Scots again. And it wouldn't attack lang, or just Ken, other folk. You just need great examples of other Scots spickers.
The last place I worked, you kind of retired. I retired 2023. And the last place I worked at was at an office. Most of it was Fugdy and recruitment, but there was one flair for I had Fugdy and software development. Nobody in the software team, bar me, spoke the language, and only everybody in the place that I spoke it with was one of the mannies doing recruitment. And I think folk might have been interested to log into what we were saying in there, but I didn't mind anybody ever trying to copy. I think there would hate to be a critical mass for folk would want to fit in with other folk were saying, but I didn't think twa folk does it. I think it would need to be more.
Yeah, it needs to be more, isn't it? Yeah.
Aye.
Yeah, but I think at least we have some places that if you could just tell folk, you can speak Scots, no bother, and like and potentially as Wheels doing that, we'll tack the minutes and we'll screeve it on Scots and that.
Well, aye. So this is all very interesting. Something you've told me what you're aiming for in the long term. In the short term, you've told me that you want to get a team of readers together to record. Is there any other ideas you have for far you're trying to win till in the short term or the medium term?
Well, the other aim is Merkton.
Oh, I tell me about that. Tell me about that.
Saying there's no sailor in Scots, I actually think that there is sailor in Scots. So this is one of the things anybody can contact me, kind of info@ournews.co.uk. And if I want to do is to have adverts on my website in Scots. I'm not going to have any adverts unless they're in Scots, and for a company that allows their workers and their staff to speak Scots. That's going to be my rules for it.
I'll throw in something here. You maybe ken this already, but you ken there's a yearly Doric Film Festival. Aye. Well, ilka time they hear that, and I've been to 3 of them now. Fit they hae up on the screen in between the videos is they hae a display of sponsors' logos. So the Doric Film Festival has private and corporate sponsors. So I think if you're looking for the kind of thing you said, that same sponsors would be, I think, the first place to spear.
And there are plenty of companies across the North East that are encouraging Scotland, companies across the North East. And if I go there, I can speak Scots, they can understand me, it's easy. And that's just what I want in my life. I just want to be able to I want to be able to make the choice of businesses that let people speak Scots. And that's what I want to do with your news. You can if it's advertised in your news, you can that business is letting their staff speak Scots, letting their customers speak Scots. And I think that's just important. I think we hate for Scots to be taken seriously. We need to start just pushing back and saying, look, Scots is important, and if you're not going to let us do it, you're not going to let us speak it, and if it's about it. Earlier on, when I was speaking about Scots being alive and wheel, and Kimney it's alive and wheel. If I get Kimney, I can speak Doric in other shops, and folk can understand what I'm saying. In fact, actually, I think in even the shops there, I think the Doric board did some affable stickers. Saying we speak Doric here, so it's already I'm already just teeing on with the momentum of folk you're thinking about.
That is rare. The other place that I don't know if you've ever been there, and I just passed through, but the place that promotes itself as a Doric town is Keith. You ken about it,
and I hope with what they're going to do with it. It's a real shame that the Mother Tongue shops come to a close.
Oh, is it? I didn't ken that.
It's the Mother Tongue shops come to a close, but what they're hoping to do with it is to put essentially a Scots language exhibition type sort of essentially a wee centre for basically the Scots language for and potentially it'll still have a wee bit of a gift shop, and there'll still be an element there of how there'll be an income stream for it, but they're hoping to get some charitable funding to be able to keep that place open. But just market it something a wee bit different. Say it's something you can tack bairns along to. So as well as hey now this new reading material for bairns, well the bairns books, you can say hey, something like a wee bit like a. We never call it a museum because that makes it seem like the least.
No, things. Fit would you cry it? A centre?
Aye, centre.
Centre, aye. Well, that's all well and good and interesting, and I can tell for our thing you've been telling me that you've got your finger on the pulse better than I have.
So the things I wanted to speak about was these steps is doing an open source project for AI translation of Scots.
Aye.
So what I'm doing at the moment with our news is I've just been trained on my own data. So that's like I didn't hate any other choice. So in terms of my integrity, I can't do anything but use my own articles, and that means that anything that I translate will just sound like your news. There's no problem with that, but if it would be better to do eventually would be to make a Scots translation service for anybody to just help with creating Scots text, and this is going to be important for just interfacing with things like ChatGPT.
Right.
See, at the moment, if you speak to ChatGPT or any other there's hundreds of other products, I'm new promoting ChatGPT. There's Anthropic and Gemini and many other providers of AI, and you can go into any of them and speak it to speak to you in Scots, and it'll do it. When I do it well.
When I do it well.
So it'll do it, and the problem is it assumes that Scots folk speak for a certain community or for a certain register, so it'll speak like as if it's somebody that's got a drink problem that's doing it at the park.
Oh, I see.
So it'll speak more like that. So it wouldn't be the same heath register output that you'd get. So that's the problems, because if you're speaking out a question about something and you want just a report, you didn't want it to sound kind of out of place. You just want it to be in Scots. And for to do that, it needs different training. So that's what I'm doing with our news. But you want to hear a whole author, it won't be trained on just sorts of Scots, and for it to ken the differences between all the different scenarios, and that's what these LLMs are for good at. But they just need a lot more data on Scots, and that's what we hate to really demand. So an example that I've got is Iceland. Iceland, you can interface with ChatGPT, you can speak to it in Icelandic, it can understand Icelandic, and ChatGPT, and that is done because the Icelandic government said, if you're going to do anything in our country with AI, OpenAI, you've got to do it in Icelandic.
We're not going to get that, are we?
But the thing is, there's more folk speak Doric than
Icelandic.
I'm sure there is. Actually, for the population in the north east of Scotland and the concentration of Scots speakers, there's more folk speak Braid Doric and speak Icelandic. So there's no reason. So there's a market there. Obviously, it's probably didn't cover other investments for OpenAI to do that for Icelandic. But for the whole Scots community, there really is. There's a missing market there. And I think it's important that, mainly that, and for understanding what we're saying. Because for Abdi to be wowed and amazed by AI, things that Abdi get frustrated with Alexa and everything is that for speak to Alexa, you had to speak in English to it. So it's just a problem for it. But that'll change. I think seeing you'll have an AI that you can speak to in Braid Doric and it'll speak back to you in Braid Doric. So that's what I eventually want to do is to help folk and help Scotland, like big this AI training data set, voices, text, everything, so that we can hear an AI that we can interface with.
That is a vision. It's a vision and a half. I would like to see that come true. So I can only wish you well with that. But that is a rare vision you've got in front of you there.
And I just hope that Abdi, like you're selling other Scots speakers will just will actually not necessarily help with it, because there's a whole other thing about data consent, particularly with voices and training, because that's the thing. But hopefully there will be a wheen of Scots speakers out there that wouldn't mind being the voice, so whatever ChatGPT will be for Scots, and there will be a couple of some good broad Scots speakers out there that can do that.
I would do it. You would just need to look.
Aye, and hopefully young folk, you know,
Young folk,
young and all, but obviously they need the old folk, but aye, particularly Bucky, kind of, there's such a vibrant community, because yeah,
That's right.
I've got friends from Bucky now, so
Have you?
in fact, if even influential persons in my life is my friend's grannies, for Bucky.
Is that right?
She gave me a book called Scots Saws.
Oh, I've got that book.
She came. I was interested in Scots, and she's like, right, so. So many thanks, Colin, for hearing us on. So that's what the D was to give us as a wee present, and just to let sort of on your viewers, Kane, that otherwise is supporting your news is on our website. You can get our products.
Oh, right.
So see, you've got things like mugs.
That's good.
And I'll be marking all sorts of T-shirts. So for this new, I've got that says Spec and Scots
is your human right, so hard tact to your freedom, and Spec Scots.
And
news.
Right, and I think this is the things that I recently did in the article about. Is if I can see, I think there is violations of Article 2 in 27. So say Article 2 at the heart of the Declaration of Human Rights is language, and it need being discriminated against based on your language. And ilka day I hated just make the choice to nae speak Scots and use English, and I feel that's not fair. So if I want, if I mean,
further if you hate to do that, you mean, is that at your work or?
Yeah. So no, at work actually. I wouldn't disclose for it. Only thing that I said doesn't relate to my I suppose to my employer, and I suppose they're based. They're actually an English company based in England.
I thought that. Right.
But for I going to say the shops, so say in Inverurie. Right. See, the other day, just in certain situations, I hate to speak English. I suppose the shops isn't the best example, but say if I, but there's many points in my life when I bathe in Scotland, and it's to deal with perception. So, and this is the problem: is that we in Scotland, we hate. Particularly in Aberdeen, for it's mere urban. So it sticks for Aberdeen, Kemney. It doesn't really matter. I can just speak Doric. But when you get into mere urban areas, speaking Scots is associated to being a lower educational status. Just as if you didn't, For example, actually, I hear a doctorate and a chartered engineer, all that sort of thing. So it's loads of folk for all walks of life and speak Scots. But I suppose I hate to speak according to my situation. So sometimes I hate use English, and it's just and that isn't fair. And the other part is that we didn't hate any provisions in Doric.
No,
and essentially we're denied it. So if you look at the way a lot of folk have particularly things are changing now. So I wouldn't say it's but for other parts of Scotland it really is the case, particularly urban Glasgow, for example, and the way that Scots is treated there, and it's no fair.
No, but I think part of that is to do with the way that Scots is seen there. Folks that view as Scots there is different from the way it is here. Now, you'll maybe have seen that I have 12 videos on YouTube about Bonnymuir Green, and Fiona and me and the feather that I said a while before, we are about the only folk that you will hear the language for in there, especially in this bit of Aberdeen. But that's not to say that the staff are nae supportive of it we're doing. And if you go into that cafe, one of the first things you will see in front of you is a poster with the QR codes for both of that videos, so as you can watch them. Now, this is Aberdeen. I dinna ken if you would get that in Glasgow or Edinburgh. I really dinna ken, but I hae my doubts.
I do you'd hear somebody doing a YouTube video in Braid, sort of Glasgow Scots, that would be like, it wouldn't, I do you'd hear that with that type of thing. I think what you're doing with that is pretty unique, and it's really good. In fact, and if anything, what I'm doing is just it's just carrying on. We fit out like yourself started.
It's like it's Farmer come in. If the language is going to last, if it's not going to do it has to move with the times.
Exactly.
And this is fit we're doing with it.